Are you ready to learn to get rid of stress in your life? To learn how to deal with the emotional turmoil that causes strokes, heart attacks, bad health, and even weight gain? Life-changing habits for work, family, and everyone you deal with start here with Andrew Wittman. It's time to get warrior tough. Here's Andrew Wittman and Dutch Coleman.
All right, we're back at it after a 2-week hiatus. Time to get warrior tough, the most monumental hour in media anywhere. We're your leadership and mental toughness coaches, Andrew Wittman and the Dutch Coleman.
What's happening, everybody?
What's going on, buddy? Good to see you.
Good to see you, man. We've been out on that road for a little while, seeing some wonderful people, wonderful places. And it's almost weird sitting back in this chair doing the show after seeing you live for so often in the past few weeks.
I know, man. I'm missing you. I'm having Dutch withdrawals, dude. I hate the Skype now, man. After being with you, hanging out. No, so if you want to get in on the conversation with Dutch and I, use the hashtag #GetWarriorTough or the hashtag GWT. I think we monitor that too. Dutch is at the Dutch Coleman. I'm at Warrior Tough PhD. Go to the website getwarriortough.com. What else, Dutch? Oh, there's the YouTube channel, the Facebook pages. Catch up with Dutch and I on LinkedIn, or you could call the office the old-fashioned way. Right? I know that's before your time, but 864-977-1443. Wow, dude, you know what? The reason we didn't do a show was because we've been traveling. We were in D.C., then we were in Atlanta, and it's been awesome. I'm being DC again tomorrow on TV. Actually, I'll be on the CBS morning show up in DC. So I mean, we're just running it wide open, bro.
I tell you what, I can't think of a better reason than to miss our show than being live on location at different places. Now we have had opportunities where we have recorded the show from the hotel itself, but on occasion that's not even going to be possible. We're still going to figure out ways to get in. And it's not about you guys hearing us, but we want to hear from you guys as well. So it's not just us finding a solution for you to hear us. We love interacting with you guys weekly. So we're in search of solutions to make sure that every week you're getting a piece of what we have and we're getting a piece of what you have.
Absolutely. And that, like these last couple of weeks, it just wasn't, I mean, we weren't together during those times. We were traveling. You were either on a plane or I was driving, or you were driving and I was on a plane. And listen, man, we stayed at some crazy places, though, haven't we?
Absolutely.
You called it a spring break hotel, I think, right?
Yeah, it was kind of funny. It was for the ultimate convenience, the location and all those things. So we'll joke about that for the rest of our lives. But
it was funny.
But we've seen it a little better.
Yeah, and I didn't care it had plumbing, right? But it was a little. I was worried about my car a little bit because my car has LE tags on it, law enforcement tags. It was just not a good place to. Anyway, and you forgot your shirt.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
So you had to go get a shirt. That was pretty funny. You were going Magic Mike on me. I'm like, really, dude? You're just gonna wear a tie and a suit and a jacket, right? Pants and a jacket.
The bow tie.
Yeah,
the bow tie.
You would have been Patrick Swayze, and I would have been Chris Farley on that deal.
But the adventures in Get Warrior Tough, man, I tell you, it's not hard for us to find a good time in anything, and so. Again, we're going to make sure that we're available for you guys weekly. Andrew already mentioned it, tons of ways, different ways to get in touch with us. But again, if we're not here, you better believe that it was tough and that we could not make it happen.
Right, and we're out, spreading the good word, wherever we are. So tonight I wanted to talk about this because we're, I'm writing the book People Whisper and the coaching curriculum at the same time of the second half of this second book. It's and. So I'm doing tons of research, Dutch, just tons of research, because what I'm doing is while I'm writing this book, it's like almost like my second dissertation, because I'm citing all these scientific, because I'm doing it on the front end, right? So it takes a long time. I mean, my book, it's like 300 words per chapter, right? I mean, you could literally read it in a minute and a half. It's taking me 6 and 8 hours to do 300 words, right? Because I'm every time I even say one little thing that has science in it, I have to back it up, right?
Yeah.
So, because I want to make sure that, we're given. Now, I know no one's ever probably going to even check those notes, but I know they're there. And if you want to check them, go check them, because we never want to be in a spot where we're not saying something as factual and up to date as possible.
Well, that's what the people have come to expect. I was talking to someone who listens to the show, and they were getting some insight on some of their thoughts and some of the things that they say. And I reminded them, and they also remembered that everything we say is not just about us and what we think. Now, we do throw in what we think along with that, but we're going to make sure that you understand that we're not going all anecdotal on you, that this is stuff that's been tried and tested, researched, back with facts and information, data that you can find on your own. So in order for us to be able to do that, it has to be cited. We have to tell you where you can get it, who said it, and all those things. So if you ever choose to find out more about what we said, it's there. It's a fact, and you can go on your own time and try to figure it out.
Right. So this chapter that I'm writing is called Dropping the F-Bomb.
Ooh.
And the 4-letter F word that I'm talking about is fair.
Oh.
Right? Because people are like, that's not fair. Right? And as I call the F-Bomb, because you want to get somebody cranked up faster than anything, start saying something's not fair, or or ask somebody, well, that's fair, isn't it? Right? And that's why I call it the F-bomb, because I can, as a people whisperer, once I bring fairness into the conversation, I almost trap you into doing whatever I want.
Mm-hmm.
And there's science behind it.
Oh yeah, and as we get to this, people are going to be like, oh, you know what? That's right. Oh, that is true. You're going to find in your own lives the things we're going to talk about throughout the show that not only does the science back it, but your own life or your own experience is going to be able to play into this as well.
Right. So I'm going to start off with the story, right? And this is what we do when I'm on the podium. This is the story I tell. So when I was in law enforcement, and whenever I would come up, you're on a scene and there was like either a fight or whatever, and then you have to hear everybody's side, right, before you decide who to take to jail. And these are like criminals, man. These people, they were just like doing. So I'll ask them, all right, so what happened? And they'll talk and talk, and I don't ever interrupt. I let them talk. Then I wish I had this question, but I don't know where you've been all my life, but now I use it. But you say, let them talk, and when they're done talking, then ask them what?
Are you done?
Yeah. Is there anything else?
Is there anything else?
Right. So I'm letting them talk it all out. And I never interrupt them one time. So then when I speak and they interrupt me, then I say, hey, I didn't interrupt when you spoke. That's not fair, is it? And, oh, boom, I dropped the F-bomb on you. That's not fair, is it? And even hardened criminals, they're like, oh, yeah, sorry, man. I mean, because I just went, it's like carpet bombing. Well, that's not fair, is it? I mean, nobody ever wants to be seen as not fair, dude.
That's the truth. I mean, again, we're going to say some things that you're going to say in your life, you know what, they're right. And one way or the other, no matter what side of the aisle you fall on, as we talk about these studies, you're going to be able to recall something in your life, or you're going to place yourself somewhere in these situations. Right.
And the sad thing is I'll just say the science says that you're on both sides of the aisle depending on where you are. Okay.
Right.
So,
Right.
So, all right. So in my research, I found all these, I came across this article by Maria Konnikova, I guess from the New Yorker. Okay. And so it's all about fairness, right? And it came out in January. So there's new research. So it starts out that she's with these Sarah Brosnan and Franz de Waal, and they carried out this experiment with capuchin monkeys. Is that it? Capuchin monkeys. They're little monkeys. They're little monkeys. Okay, so these monkeys are in there, and they found that even monkeys, do not like it when things are not fair.
That is so funny.
Right, it is. Right? So what they found is if there was a monkey in isolation, just by themselves, they're totally happy if I came in, the researcher would come in and either give them a grape or a slice of cucumber. They don't care. They're totally happy whether it was a grape or a cucumber. We love it. I got something to eat. But if the monkey sees that she got a cucumber while the one across the aisle got a grape, be freaking out with anger. Rattling the cage, screaming, because the monkey be like, man, I'm getting ripped off with a cucumber, and they're over there getting the grape.
Right. As I'm reading this article, I'm imagining, I know it's about the monkeys, and we're going to get deeper into it, but I immediately imagine situations when I was a kid, and stranger left when I was an adult.
Yeah, I know, right? No, don't worry, because we're going to go to the kids here in a minute, right? This is the first. This is this starting out because she walks us down this path perfectly. Starts with the monkeys and then ramps it up. By the end, we'll be with the adults. So anyway, they concluded that even the monkeys dislike inequity. So they call it an inequity, an inequity aversion. Okay, they don't like stuff when it ain't fair.
Right.
They hate getting the short end of the stick. So they call this term disadvantageous inequity aversion. It's when you're at a disadvantage. You don't like that when you're at a disadvantage.
You don't like receiving the short end of the stick.
Right.
You don't like seeing someone else coming up while you're seemingly going down. And again, and I like how they started out with in isolation.
It's okay.
The monkey
cares.
was okay with the cucumber.
Yeah,
it was
happy
okay
with
with the
it.
cucumber,
Totally happy
or the
with it.
grape.
Yeah,
and they value grapes much more than they value cucumbers. But in people need to get this in isolation, that cucumber's fine. But when you see someone else getting a grape, while you're getting that cucumber, all of a sudden that cucumber ain't so great.
Why I get this junky old cucumber? How come he got the last part of the apple cider, and I got to drink water? I mean, I'm sorry, I was a flashback.
Why did he get the last piece of the chicken? The last piece of chicken,
right? Exactly. he had the last piece of cheesecake. So in my house would be like, he got the last Dorito. I say, what do? They make it every day. That's right. They make more of it every. Well, we don't have it right now, right? But they make it every day, and we'll get some more tomorrow. Okay, this is just hilarious, right? So, psychologist, so Alessandra Garaci, I'm saying it wrong, and Luca Seranian, they went with babies. So they did their research on babies, and as young as 12 months old, that's a 1-year-old baby, 12 months, those babies showed a preference for fair-minded cartoon animals as opposed to the unfair cartoon animals. They're just even watching cartoons, and they like characters that are fair more than the ones that are not fair.
I tell you what, I know we're coming up on a break. We got about a minute and a half, but just think of your favorite cartoon characters as a child growing up, and you will probably find yourself in that same boat. You will probably remember that you liked the good guys. You know, who'd you root for? The good guys. Who'd you root for? The ones that were helping others, that were saving the day, like all those different things. So you will find yourself in the same category as these 12-month-olds.
12-month-old. So congratulations. You've matured as much as a 12-month-old. Okay. So and we are up on the break. So you want to take the break and then we'll come back and we'll hit this other part of it?
Yeah, let's do that.
All right. So you're listening to the Get Warrior Tough radio show after a 2-week hiatus. Dutch and I are back in the saddle. We're going to get a break and then we'll be right back.